Hi, I'm Gwen Preston of Resource Maven with a little comment on the kinds of stories that work today. When you go to a big mining conference like PDAC, there's a few questions that always arise. One is, see anything you like? Asking if there's stocks out there that have attracted your attention. The other one is, what do you think of the mood? It's difficult to quantify, but we talk about it endlessly anyways. And the third is, what kinds of stories do you think work today? That third question, I think, is the most interesting because it's really asking what kinds of stories are resource investors interested in today? And it incorporates a whole bunch of factors. Do investors like early stage exploration right now? Do they like development assets? Do they like miners? Is gold the only commodity that they're interested in? Or are people also going for zinc or uranium or copper or something weird like cobalt? And are there parts of the world that are really hot? Are there parts of the world that people aren't interested in touching at all? So there's a lot of factors that go in. And what I think is really interesting at this stage in the market is that there's no simple answer. At the end of the day, it comes back to the fact that there's hardly any money still being spent in our sector. Take exploration spending. We think of 2016 as the year that the mining markets turned around. But actually, exploration spending in 2016 was still down 20% over the spending in 2015. Next year, we actually aren't expecting the exploration spending to increase at all. There just isn't money being spent. So in that context, the context of a market still not spending on exploration or really on development, a lot of kinds of stories can succeed. We all know about, for example, the dearth of development-ready assets, projects that are either ready to be built or that have been newly put into production. We know why it happened. The mining bear market stole momentum from these assets completely, but we're looking at a scenario now where the market's recovering, majors pipelines are empty, and they need to buy assets that they can build now. Very few of them exist, so the ones that do will really succeed. So that's one kind of story that'll work. That said, discoveries, in the resource market always loves a discovery. The lack of exploration spending means discoveries are not going to be abundant, but the ones that happen, the market will still love. And I think one factor that feeds that right now is that majors are really putting money into top-notch explorers. Just this morning, we had the announcement that Kinross is putting $5 million into a Canadian gold explorer called Bonterra Resources. A few weeks ago, we had Goldcorp put $40 million into Auryn Resources. Those are big amounts of money, and it's becoming quite common for majors to be taking these equity stakes in junior explorers. They want exposure to discovery because they need those discoveries. And when they do that, it adds confidence and cash to the exploration world, which feeds success. As for the commodity front, in terms of what works and what doesn't, gold is doing well. Zinc will be the outperformer this year. At the end of the day, zinc's fundamentals are just very bullish, and that's going to really help this market have some momentum. Uranium's day, I don't think, will happen in 2017. It's still coming. When it happens, it'll be very strong. I don't think it's going to be this year, but interest is there, so I don't think it's going to hurt the market the way that it did last year when the price declined so dramatically. And there's a lot of interest in copper. The copper price did not respond very much to a month-long strike at the world's biggest copper mine, Escondida. That says that the market is not yet particularly tight. Speculators have not yet moved in because were the market tight, were speculators involved, the price would have reacted dramatically to that situation. But from where I sit, I see a lot of management teams putting together copper plays because they see a copper market that's really strengthening in sort of a 3-year time frame. So copper is gaining momentum. Nickel is actually also looking pretty good. It's not going to light on fire this year, but it's going to perform well. So you put that all together and you have quite a few commodities that are going to do just fine. Copper, nickel, uranium do just fine this year. Then you have zinc, which is going to really outperform. You have gold, which is attracting a lot of interest and I think is going to provide the major source of momentum this year. And you have interest in the full range of story types, from early exploration to development to miners, the whole gamut. So what kinds of stories are going to work right now? Good ones. It's a bit of a basic answer, But it's just true at this point in this mining market.